Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. This is Moltrap, and coming at you here with Game 4 of the EVER 2009 OSL semifinals. It has been an epic series so far. FlaSh dominating the first game there, just holding things off and battling off Calm's 2-hatch Muta. In the second game, Calm doing some epic damage with his Mule's Carrasco and basically forcing FlaSh to GG before he even got his tech units in. FlaSh knew he was that far behind. And then in the third game, an epic 38-minute game or something like that, totally back and forth. The map nearly mined out. FlaSh eventually barely taking the win just by sheer force of macro and just by having a crap load of tanks and Calm with nothing to do about it. So here we go into Game 4. This is obviously a very crucial match for both players. I mean, if FlaSh wins this game, it is a best of 5. It's the first of 3 wins. So if FlaSh wins this game, he wins the OSL semifinals and goes on to the finals, which he is pretty sure to win, honestly. Calm, if he wins this game, he can force it to go to a Game 5 and he'll have another shot at El Nino for the win there. But again, this is basically kind of like the true finals here. Whoever wins this set is probably going to be able to take the finals. So very, very important game here. And FlaSh with the momentum. He's got the emotional momentum, the psychological momentum. And so he's definitely at a big advantage here. Calm is going to have to do something to get back in it.
Yeah, this is going to be on Eye of the Storm, which has been kind of annoying because it's got that same sort of look. At least make it Magma or something like that to try to differentiate it from Fighting Spirit. They've been a little bit, I guess they like the grassy knolls and hills. Anyway, it reminds me a little bit of Tau Cross meets Neo Harmony. I've been saying that since it's been fielded. Zerg have been doing pretty well on this map, but honestly, it's FlaSh. So after that last match, it's one of those maps that, again, it's a little bit more macro-based. It's not like Heartbreak Ridge or even Eye of the Storm, or I'm sorry, El Nino, where you can kind of win it straight off the bat. It's a bigger map, there's more minerals on it. I just think if it goes down to a macro game once again, FlaSh will end up winning. And additionally, I don't know, Calm hasn't been as creative as I've expected him to be in the set thus far. If he gets creative here, I think he might be able to pull the game, but I think if he's thinking of playing standard and trying to beat FlaSh in a standard game, I think he's going to go home.
Yeah, interesting. It's interesting you talk about playing standard, since both players have basically been kind of playing standard. You know, it's almost nice to know that both players are just good enough and are at the same level, that they're not really trying any weird stuff, any funny stuff against each other. You know, FlaSh is pretty much one rack CC'd every time, and that person showing off some money apparently with their sign, kind of random. But yeah, you know, normally with a lot of other Terran players, you'd be like, you know, the Zerg player would have to scout to see if there was mech going on, to see if there was proxies going on, anything tricksy like that. And so it's been pretty normal games, and for me that's been exciting to just see like straight up games, just a sheer battle of skill versus skill going on, and so that's been exciting to see. Anyway, so Calm going for a 12-hatch build again. It looks like FlaSh probably going for a 1-rack Sim Command Center again. He's learned his lesson from his days of 14 CCing and getting overrun early on. Although I wouldn't have been surprised to see him do that actually with the game advantage there. But yeah, so we're going to see, it looks like a pretty normal game, at least to start off with here. I can't say I would have been too surprised to see FlaSh cheese in this kind of situation, up 2-1, trying to finish off the series, but luckily for us viewers, he's going to give us another straight-up game.
A little bit unfortunate there on the scout. The Overlord is going to realize, hey, there's an SCV coming this direction, but that's also going to give a big indication to FlaSh that bing, 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 there's Calm over in that right-hand corner, and Calm obviously going to have to show a little bit more than maybe he wants to. He's actually done an excellent job of killing that SCV scout extremely rapidly. That SCV scout, once the Zerglings have been out, has been alive for maybe 20 seconds in both these matches, and that's much better than I think a lot of the other opponents have been doing against FlaSh. So we'll see how it goes into this game. FlaSh very comfortably kind of isolated inside his inside of his main. That's one thing about this map, is it takes a little bit more to get outside, just because that you don't have a ramp to work with. Going one base out, so you have to produce, actually playing a little bit risky, lifting it up immediately, building that command center after seeing that 12 hatch, bringing the barracks back to kind of hide what he's building here away from that Overlord. But Calm actually, if he produces a lot of Zerglings, might be able to run up and do some damage here.
Yeah, it's interesting of FlaSh to do that. He's probably gonna put down a depot or maybe a bunker. FlaSh, like I said, he likes to do that. And if he can get away with it, if he can get away with just putting a depot instead of a bunker and saving that money that he'll have to spend on a depot later on, he'll do it. And let's see what he does. No, he's gonna put down a bunker. I think he knows that he's gonna probably need it, especially depending because Calm has consistently been putting out a lot of Zerglings. So he's going to need it against those Zerglings there. He's been doing that a lot. And Calm going with the same build he did the last couple games, by the way. So 12 hatch, getting gas after that, and going for a pretty quick lair after that. And he's running those Zerglings out to force him to build that bunker, and then running them back to kill the SCV. So it looks like that SCV is probably not going to survive very long again. Losing track of it a little bit there. Let's see. Yeah, Calm has been doing very good with his micro there. Anyway, so yeah, doing the same thing. There's the lair. This time FlaSh is able to spot the lair going down. It's going to have a little bit better idea of the timing there, although it hasn't mattered too much that he's been a little bit off in his knowledge of the timing in the last few games. Yeah, and let's see, is he going to put down the... Where's he going to... We might see that drone. Yeah, that drone is going out. Probably going to go and build a third base. So basically, we are seeing the exact same build from Calm that worked for him in Game 2 and, well, in a way worked for him in Game 3 to get him into the late game.
Yeah, let's see if this is a really big statement, I think, from Calm. It's, once again, I'm going to beat you with my Mutalisks, and lost one game and won one game, so this is going to be pretty big. The SCV was able to be taken out there as it was checking out that 3 o'clock base, where I think he was expecting it, but it looks like Calm is instead going to the upper right-hand corner, and just going to try to use those Mutalisks to do a lot of economic damage, play a little bit of map control. Third barracks being placed once again, and let's see if Calm does what he did in the match before last once again, where he just sends those Marines out in the field to throw those Mutalisks back, to place them a little bit more defensively. Let's see if Calm is actually just kind of posturing here, where he really doesn't intend to put up a lot of Mutalisks. Instead, just wants he's putting this hatchery up fairly quickly here. He's got more of an intention instead. Well, never mind. There's the Spire. It looks like he is saving up larva. I was wondering if he was instead wanting to play a little bit more defensively, just want to get his economy rolling and just use the Mutalisks for pure defense here. But it looks like, yeah, I think FlaSh is going to do the put the Marines out in the field strategy once again. There's that engineering bay a little bit sooner than it was in the game before last, comparative to the Spire, but still with the map positioning, FlaSh could theoretically put down some turrets for defense, but no, it looks like, yeah, he's going to move out with these medic Marines, and yeah, I really like this strategy from him, and I think that's really going to throw Calm off. So Calm's really going to have to... I really don't know what he's going to decide to do in this situation, whether he just wants to go crush that medic Marine force out in the field and then turn around, but even then it almost feels like, okay, well, yeah, you killed a medic Marine army, but you really haven't inflicted the economic damage you want to. Weapons 1 is still coming along the way, the turrets are up in the meantime. Really the best bet is just to hope that FlaSh really overcommits on the turret placements after that, and it looks like Calm was just about in position to do a pincer attack, not quite able to, and FlaSh marching, it looks like, immediately towards that hatchery in the upper right, and Calm not really doing a fantastic job of opposing it.
Yeah, and FlaSh, by the way, very importantly, has scanned that top right base, so he's probably going to go for that. And Calm is going to have to really fight with these Mutalisks to keep FlaSh back. Otherwise, he's going to lose that third base right off the bat, and that's going to be catastrophic. He needs to keep that long enough to get lurkers out. Once he gets the lurkers out, he can put the lurkers in that small choke and be able to defend that third base pretty easily, and then we're going to see it go into a later game, probably just like last game. But FlaSh sees it. He is hunting down that third base. Oh, catching those Mutalisks in flight, a little bit off. Gets a few hits on there, not as much damage as I thought there was going to be, though. But yeah, FlaSh is slowly and steadily pushing up towards the top right, towards that position there. Nicely done, going with the Zerglings at the same time. He targeted the Mutalisks. The Zerglings doing a ton of damage to those Marines, and that first group of medic Marines is going to get taken out completely. And FlaSh with not a ton of SCVs yet. He's got his turrets going on. That first group, like you said, was able to put pressure and buy him time to put those turrets up. But the den is already up. He's already researching lurker tech, so he's probably going to have lurkers out before FlaSh can really put any more pressure on, because he's killed that first group of medic Marines, so it's not going to be easy for FlaSh to move out right now, especially with these Mutalisks coming in to now threaten his base.
It's really interesting transition build here from FlaSh. He's got a pretty sizable tech advantage actually. He's almost already on the way to getting that factory. I think he's actually already got the factory started, and he's going to have. Or sorry, he's got the starport started. I said factory, I meant starport there. And he's got a pretty nice defensive perimeter. He's doing pretty well economically. And keep in mind, when you go 2-hatch Mutalisk, you're investing a lot in those Mutalisks, and you're delaying your economy a little bit with that by not taking that third hatchery instead. Right now, Calm is on his way, but this is advantageous for FlaSh. Yeah, he sacked a little bit of his economy early, pushing out, and yeah, he has to replenish those medic marines out in the field, but he's still forcing this to be a longer-term game. And keep in mind, when it goes into those long-term macro games, he's a very, very strong player.
Yeah, Calm just dancing in here, picking stuff off where he can, trying to be a little more cautious. Loses a Mutalisk there, but he's doing a pretty good job of microing. I've noticed actually today that Calm is really good about maximizing the range of his Mutalisks. He manages to get the shots off from very far away and does not put them at risk any more than they have to be usually. Anyway, so taking some more shots again. The Mutalisk doing a decent amount of damage and keeping FlaSh a little bit back here. He can't quite move out for fear of those Marines getting surrounded by Lings and Mutas. That kind of thing, so he's still kept in his base. But yeah, FlaSh is going to have the tech going pretty soon, and that's what I'm worried about. He's going to be able to get those vessels out pretty quickly. Lurkers are out, so he's got that defense covered, but he needs kind of more lurkers to really fend things off, especially with tanks in the mix as well. Calm, we've seen players lately been able to go run in and use their Mutas to pick off those first couple tanks and delay that tank push for a while, and that has been really good for buying Zerg's time, so it looks like Calm might be thinking about doing that. FlaSh has got his tank shoved in behind his turrets, though, to make sure that doesn't happen, so he's probably going to wait for a little bit more, wait for that vessel, and then he's going to have enough to defend the tanks, and then he's going to move out with them.
Yeah, it looks like what he's planning on doing is actually doing a mid-game quick kill here. There's some lurkers out in the field, but with those tanks and with that science vessel, I think he's just going to push out, put some pressure on Calm's front door, try to end the game there. It looks like Weapons 1 is up. That's making those Mutalisk job even tougher. A lot of turrets lining that back edge. There's a couple tanks, and it looks like Siege Tank is upgrading. Yeah, FlaSh is definitely thinking about moving in for the kill here. And I think seeing those tanks, he now has an indication of it. I did like what FlaSh did there. He kept those tanks way back for a long period of time, didn't show them until just now. Has a science vessel, have a second science vessel approaching. Calm needs to pick that off somehow. He's at Hive Tech, yes, but I don't think he's going to have time to get those Hive Tech units out. But the more time he can buy himself, the better. It looks like he does have those hold position lurkers there in the middle of the map. Those lurkers now backing off a little bit, and he's not providing himself a lot of delay time. I don't think the Defiler Den's anywhere close to finishing to try to fend this off. And honestly, yeah, I think Calm's actually just going to get worked over by superior tech. Beautiful kill right there. It looks like FlaSh just overcommitting a little bit. And now he has these mules. Oh, Irradiate, the Mutalisks. Needs to get a separate, but he's not separating very well at all. And it looks like only 3 Mutalisks are going to actually come out of that. And he really, yeah, he needs to take out that science vessel if he was going to have a hope of really pressing this back. And I think losing all those Mutalisks, losing all these lurkers on the front line, FlaSh is just going to be able to walk right in.
And here he is walking in right now. There is a Defiler out, but there are vessels all over it. He's trying to make more. A second Defiler's out, but they get just picked off. Oh no, he's just getting overrun, and just a nice little timing attack there. Calm does not quite have his tech up here. We could see the win right now. Calm GG's. Calm GG's. FlaSh has taken the OSL semifinals. He is going on to the finals, and he is totally excited. Right now, you can tell by the way that he's manically tying his shoes, apparently. I don't know what he was doing there underneath the desk, but he looked definitely really excited right now. And here he comes out to rejoice in his win. Wow, and that was just beautifully done by FlaSh. I mean, that's kind of the standard TVZ, I guess, is the Zerg's going to try and delay long enough to get those Defilers out, and FlaSh just came in right at the wrong moment where he had the Defilers. Consume was probably almost upgraded. If he'd been able to hold things off just, 15 seconds longer, he might have been able to hold his natural expansion and have a chance at a longer game, but FlaSh just got in there just a little bit too quick with a little bit too many units. A beautiful timing attack there, and managed to take the win. So FlaSh is going to move on to the OSL Finals.
Wow. Yeah, GG's overall. I gotta say that was definitely what you expect out of this level of play with the OSL. Fantastic altogether. FlaSh definitely deserves to win there. That was a really clever attack right there at the end. Calm just, one, I don't think he saw it coming, and two, just didn't have enough to defend it. Beautiful play altogether. Excellent, excellent matches. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Yeah, thanks very much for watching, and hope you guys enjoyed this. And yeah, take care. GG's.
팀이 강팀이 되다 보니까 팀원들의 전폭적인 지지,
프로리그도 빼줬다가 그러니까
그렇죠,
프로리그
예.
빼주고 스타리그 우승 먹고 이지훈 감독이나 김연아 코치 강도현 코치 밀어줬대잖아요.
코칭 스텝의 전폭적인 지지, KT의 전폭적인 지지를 받아서 이렇게 스타리그 다전제 판을 타는데 전념한 이영호는 완전 다른 이영호입니다.
이 이영호가 프로리그 저보다 나보다 크겠습니까? 김연아 이렇게 완전히 날려버린 이영호가요.
그렇습니다. 야, 일단 이영호 선수 어쨌든 이런 이영호가 스타리그 우승이 한 번밖에 없었다는 것도 상당히 충격적입니다만 어쨌든 다시 역사를 쓸 수 있는 기회를 맞이했습니다.
그 김연아 선수는 오늘 비롯해 했다고 하더라도 저그 원탑 논쟁 오히려 좀 더 붙었습니다. 원탑은 무슨 이 김연아 두 탑으로 끼워주자 동급으로 이재동과 함께 올리자 이런 압력을 아마 지금 게시판에서 각종 커뮤니티에 나오고 있을 거예요.
그리고
제평가 맡고 있습니다. 김연아는요.
김윤환 선수는 보통 저그 그러면 공격형 저그 또는 운영형 저그 이렇게 나뉘는 그 계보에서 그 역사에서 뭐 그 두 가지를 통일한 그 완성형
강민현이네요. 얘 두 배도 얘 두 배.
완성형 이재동이 나왔다라고 할 때 정말 그 어떤 시절에도 없었던 유니크한 저그거든요. 김윤환은 굉장히 그 가치 있는 그런 그 캐릭터라고 생각을 하고 오늘 김윤환 선수 정말 잘했습니다. 근데 이영호가 진짜 한 1년에 한 2년에 한 번씩 엄청나게 일을 낼 때 하필 그때였어요. 정말
저그 김연아 선수